Now we have finished the immediate inferences, right? Now based on that one, I am giving some statements. So you need to find out what are all the inferences from the given statements. You need to find out and just let me know. We will write it down for each statement what are all the inferences are there. So can we just repeat? Immediate inferences are of two types, implications and conversions. In implications, same subject and predicate will be there, and in conversions, subject and predicate will interchange. Immediate inferences, implications, A is implied by I and E is implied by O. Whenever everything is there, something is there is always true. Whenever nothing is there, something is not there is always true. That is how we need to easily remember the implications, right? So A is implied by I and E is implied by O. A can be converted into I and E can be converted into E and also O, and I can only be converted into I. That's it. These are all the immediate inferences we have. So now I am just giving an example so whenever we see the statements, in order to derive the conclusions, if it is not been properly aligned, what and all we can do by interchanging the statements or by converting the statements or by doing both, we can make proper alignment. Before that one, if you learn the immediate inferences for each single statement, you will easily learn how to convert the statements and all, and while moving forward in actual pattern, two or more statements are being given, how to align the statements and all, so it will be easy to identify. That is the reason I am giving individual statements now, and we are going ahead with each statement with immediate inferences. So hope everybody already knows. Anyhow, in detail example, it will be very much useful for you. Now 43, some blue is black. So I can be converted into only I, right? So what are all the inferences for I? I can only be converted into I. So that means what we can write? Some black is blue. Some black is blue. So I can be converted into only I. You can write some black is blue in place of some blue is black. Suppose some blue is black in the statements, in the conclusion some black is blue is there, that also we need to consider it as true. That is what the meaning of that one. And in case if it is not been properly aligned, to make proper alignment, the common term must be predicate of the first statement and subject of the second statement. So for that also you can make a proper alignment. In order to make proper alignment, you can convert the statements. All these things we will discuss in detail, but as of now, for individual statements, whatever the immediate inferences are there, we are just moving ahead with that. Now next one, 44, all yellow is green. What are all the immediate inferences we have? A is directly implied by I and A can be converted into I, right? So A is directly implied by I. That means some yellow is green and A can be converted into I. So that means some green is yellow. Some green is yellow. From A statement, how many immediate inferences are there? 2. A is implied by I. A can be converted into I. So implication, same subject and predicate. Conversion, subject and predicate will interchange. So some yellow is green or some green is yellow. 45. Some red is not purple. O cannot be converted, right? O cannot be converted. So that is the reason no immediate inferences from O statement. So I just put a cross mark. Coming to 46, no orange is apple. So what are all implications and conversions for E statement? E is directly implied by O. E can be converted into E and also O statement. Now see that first implication. So directly implied by O. That means some orange is not apple. So E is directly implied by O. E can be converted into E. Conversion of E. What you will be getting? No apple is orange. Of course, E can be converted into O also, right? What will be getting? Some apple is not orange. Some apple is not orange. Some orange is not apple. So if you see this one, you should not get confused. Very important one. Why? Because so if you see that no orange is apple, directly implied by O, some orange is not apple, and E can be converted into E, no apple is orange, and also converted into O, some apple is not orange. So if you look here, some orange is not apple, some apple is not orange. So don't think that O can be converted into O. Whenever E statement is there, from that only we can write O and also O reverse, not from individual O statement. This one you must remember always. Don't get confused anywhere. So whenever direct O statement is there, O cannot be converted. But whenever E statement is there, from that E is directly implied by O, and E can also converted into O. So this one always remember. Clear? So how many are there immediate inferences for E statement? 3 are there. For I statement only 1. For A statement 2. For O statement nil. Clear? So now next one, 47. Some water is sweet. I can only be converted into I. What will be getting? Some sweet is water. That's it. Some sweet is water. What is the next one? All gold is silver. A can be converted into I. A is directly implied by I. So whenever everything is there, something is there is always true, and A can be converted into I. So immediate inferences, implications. So all gold is silver is implied by some gold is silver. A is directly implied by I, and A can be converted into I. What is conversion? Some silver is gold. Coming to 49, some A is not B. O cannot be converted. Always remember, O cannot be converted. What is the next one? No Q is P. So immediate inferences, implications and conversions. Implications, same subject and predicate must be there. E is directly implied by O. So that means some Q is not P, right? So some Q is not P. Conversions, E can be converted into E. What you will be getting, mom? No P is Q. No P is Q. And E can also be converted into O, right? So what you will be getting? Some P is not Q. Some P is not Q. So that means here no Q is P means some Q is not P is also true, some P is not Q is also true, and reverse of E statement, no P is Q is also true. So for E statement there are 3 immediate inferences are there. You should never get confused. Here you can write both O straight and also O reverse. That doesn't mean that O can be converted into O. So please remember, it is derived only from E statement, not from O statement. Clear? So the last one here, some G is not E. Yes. Individually O statement cannot be converted. I am just putting a cross mark. Clear? Shall I give some more examples? Of course it will be clear. Anyhow, I am going ahead with some more examples to make you never forget immediate inferences whenever individual statements are there. Moving forward, combinations of statements, 2 or more statements, it will be very much useful for you. So in order to properly align the statements. Clear? I have given 9 more. So you need to write it down, all immediate inferences for individual statements. I will just read it out. 52, no animal is bird. 53, some gray is green. 54, all violet is pink. 55, blue is pink. Hope you remember what we need to take it. Nothing is being given. We need to consider it as A statement, right? So next one, many white is green. How to consider? I statement. Next one, only purple is orange. Only purple is orange means we need to make it as A reverse. Hope you remember. So all orange is purple, right? Next one, no K is M. Some W is not Y. 59. 60th one, no light is dark. I don't think so you will make any negative answer. Try it out first from your end. We will discuss soon. I hope you finished all the questions without any mistakes. Anyhow, I just mentioned with answers all the immediate inferences for individual statements. You just check once again. So first one, no animal is bird. So immediate inferences. First one is implication. E is directly implied by O. Some animal is not bird. E can be converted into E. So no bird is animal. again E can be converted into O as well, or else you can remember as, so E can be converted into E. Now no bird is animal. From this one E is directly implied by O, right? So here also some bird is not animal, like that also you can remember. So that now first one, some animal is not bird, O reverse also some bird is not animal, and E reverse no bird is animal. So all these three will come into picture. So in E, how many are there immediate inferences? 3 are there. So E is directly implied by O, E can be converted into E and also O. So next one, some gray is green, I can be only converted into I. So what is the answer? Some green is gray. Some green is gray. What is the next one? All violet is pink. So A is directly implied by I and A can be converted into I. So directly implied, some violet is pink, and converted, some pink is violet. So first write the implications and then write the conversions. Like that you proceed. So it is not must, but if you proceed you will come to know that systematic pattern. That's it. Or else also no issues at all. So nothing specific here. You can go whatever the procedure which you find comfortable. Fine. So we will go ahead with the next one. Blue is pink. We need to mention as the prefix as all, because whenever nothing is there before the subject we need to consider it as A, right? So all blue is pink. Immediate inferences, first one implications. So some blue is pink, conversion, some pink is blue. Next one, many white is green is nothing but some white is green. I can only be converted into I. So some green is white, some green is white. 57, only purple is orange, so it has to be converted into A reverse. So what is that one? All orange is purple. So what are all the immediate inferences? Some orange is purple and some purple is orange. Mark clear? Of course, even if you convert or do not convert, only if you consider it as A statement alone, you will be getting immediate inferences on both sides, I straight and I reverse. But here, so to be exact, I am just mentioning that only to be converted into A statement. Where it will be useful means whenever 2 or more statements are there, you need to check whether it forms a proper alignment or not. There it is important. Whenever individually it is being given, there won't be any difference between A and A reverse, because anyway we will be getting I reverse from A statement. That is the reason no difference will be there. So but only purple is orange to be converted as A reverse. That one you need to remember. Clear? Next one, no K is M. E is directly implied by O and E can be converted into E and also O. So some K is not M, no M is K, and some M is not K. Some W is not Y, O cannot be converted. I am just repeating again, O cannot be converted, but whenever E statement is there, straight away E is directly implied by O and also E can be converted into O, E can be converted into E also. You will be getting O and O reverse from E statement, not from O statement. From O statement we should not take O reverse into consideration because O cannot be converted. That one always keep note of it. The last one, 60th one, no light is dark and it is directly implied by some light is not dark, and E can be converted into E, no dark is light, and also O. So some dark is not light. So E can be converted into E. From this E we can directly take, E is directly implied by O. From this E you can take directly implied by O. Like that you will be getting O straight and also O reverse. E conversion E. Like that also you can remember. Mark clear? So immediate inferences, how many are there? Implications and conversions. Implications means same subject and predicate. Conversion means subject and predicate interchanges. Implications only 2 are there. When everything is there, something is there is always true. When nothing is there, something is not there is always true. A is directly implied by I, E is directly implied by O. And conversions, A can be converted into I, E can be converted into E and also O. I can only be converted into I. That's it. Other than that one, we don't have any immediate inferences. Clear? So I don't think so you will be having any more doubts here. Now we are going ahead with the 2 statements, and from that you need to see that if it is not been properly aligned, you need to make proper alignment by interchanging any one of the statements or converting any one of the statements or applying both. You can make proper alignment. You may be getting many doubts, sir, while doing these things and all, whether you will be getting different answers and all. Nothing like that. You will be getting only unique answer always. Those things and all we will discuss in detail from next question onwards. Clear, ma? I hope you are very clear with immediate inferences. So individual statements being given, we find out immediate inferences for each individual statement. Whenever I statement is there, I can only be converted into I. Whenever A statement is there, A is directly implied by I and A can also be converted into I. For E statement, E is directly implied by O, E can be converted into E and also O. So immediate inferences, implications and conversions, whenever everything is there, something is there is always true. Whenever nothing is there, something is not there is always true. And A can be converted into I can only be converted into I, E can be converted into E as well as O. For I statement, only one immediate inferences is there, that is I can be converted into only I. For A statements, there are two. A is directly implied by I, A can be converted into I. For E statement, E can be converted into E and also O, and E is directly implied by O statement. So first implications means E is directly implied by O statement, E can be converted into E as well as O. For E statement, three immediate inferences are there. So we have solved in detail by giving many examples. Now I am going ahead with two statements. Two statements, if it is not been properly aligned, what and all we have seen, ma. If it is not been properly aligned, you can make proper alignment by interchanging any one of the statements, or by converting any one of the statements, or by doing both, interchanging and converting. Now we are going ahead with that one. So if you are comfortable here, almost you are through. Now I am going to give you such a type of statements, two statements where if it is not been properly aligned, we need to go ahead with by interchanging the statements or by converting the statements. So if you see that all the questions given here, 9 questions, all related to A and I statements only, because if you remember these two logics, whenever A and I statements are being given, so it will be very much useful for you in the exam. So already I told you, both A statements, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion based on 6 rules. Remember, both A statements, common term as subject, we do have a conclusion, but as of now, when in the first stage rule based one, we are saying that there is no conclusion, right? But we do have a conclusion, I told. Just remember those numbers, we will solve those questions again. That's what I told. We will go ahead with those questions also, but in addition to that one, I have given here 9 questions. See here, one is both A statements, common term as subject and common term as predicate separately, and another one A and I statements, common term as subject and common term as predicate. See that rule will be same, almost rule will be similar. You can easily remember whenever you face such a type of questions in the exam. So first one, all blue is black, some blue is brown. A and I statements, mom. If you interchange these statements, it won't be properly aligned. By converting statements, if you convert these statements A into I plus I gives no conclusion, and if you convert I into I can only be converted into I. So if you say that some blue is brown, can be converted as some brown is blue, but it is not been properly aligned. What is the meaning of proper alignment? There must be a common term, and common term must be predicate of the first statement and subject of the second statement, right? So if you convert A into I, though it is been properly aligned, I plus I gives no conclusion. What we need to do, only I plus A gives I as the answer. So now some blue is brown can be converted as some brown is blue, and also we are interchanging the statements. Remember, not only we are converting I into I, and also we are interchanging the statements. By interchanging the statements, now it's been properly aligned. Now it's been properly aligned, and also common term as predicate of the first statement and subject of the second statement. So now which will be eliminated in the conclusion? What is I plus A, ma? What is I plus A? I. What is I means? Some brown is black. Some brown is black. Are you getting? So whenever two statements are there, if it is not been properly aligned, what we learned, by interchanging any one of the statements, we can make proper alignment, based on which we solve the problems. Later we learned immediate inferences by converting. So what are all the statements can be converted, that also we have seen. Now I am giving statements in such a way that, so by interchanging the statements or by converting, either both you need to apply, you need to make proper alignment. Like that I have given a statement, all blue is black, some blue is brown. It's not been properly aligned. We can make proper alignment by converting or interchanging. By interchanging also it's not been properly aligned. conversion, which one we need to convert? If you convert A into I, there won't be any conclusion at all. But I into I means I plus A will give I as the answer. That is the reason some blue is brown being converted into some brown is blue, and we interchanged these statements. So that one I just sent to top. Some brown is blue. Some brown is blue. Now all blue is black below that one. It's been properly aligned. Common term, predicate of the first statement and subject of the second statement, which will be eliminated from the conclusion. What is I plus A ma? I. So some brown is black. In addition to that one, even this one also we can say that some black is brown. That is also right only, because I can be converted into I. This is how we need to do the problems. Hereafter, first see that if it is been properly aligned. If it is properly aligned, go ahead with the 6 rules. What are all those 6 rules? What is A plus A plus E, I plus A, I plus E, O, E plus A, O star, E plus I, O star. O star means O reverse. If it is not been properly aligned, by interchanging the statements you can make proper alignment, or by converting any one of the statements you can make proper alignment, or you can do both. So here we are doing both, because not only by interchanging, we also need to do converting, then only it will be properly aligned. And further, A should not be converted here. If you convert A, you will be getting I plus I as no conclusion. So you will be getting I plus I as no conclusion. You can ask, sir, what's wrong in that one? I am converting A into I am saying no conclusion. You are arriving I converted into I, you are making as I plus A as I as the conclusion. How I need to move ahead? How I need to move ahead means, always our duty, our prime duty is to find out the answer more. So what are all the ways so that we can find out the answer? So without finding out the answer, many options may be there. And further, we do have a separate rule here, that is IAA rule, that I come to that one later. So just we will finish it off these 9 questions here, then I will come to that one, I will explain you in detail. Now come to 62. All green is yellow, all green is pink. Hope you remember both A statements common term as subject, we do have a conclusion whenever both A statements are there common term as subject, but both A statements common term as predicate, we will never get a conclusion, right? Now say that all green is yellow can be converted as, all green is yellow can be converted as, A can be converted into I, right? So now this one can be written as some yellow is green, some yellow is green. Is it been properly aligned? Is it been properly aligned? Yes. Is it been properly aligned? Yes. What is I plus A? I plus A, I means what will be the conclusion ma? Some yellow is pink, some yellow is pink, or some pink is yellow, some yellow is pink, or some pink is yellow, because I can be converted into I. Come to the next one. All orange is indigo, all violet is indigo. Common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Whenever both A statements common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. How? See that one, all orange is indigo, all violet is indigo can be converted as some indigo is violet, some indigo is violet. Now see that it's been properly aligned. What is A plus I ma? A plus I gives no conclusion. A plus I gives no conclusion. Are you clear? So both A statements common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion based on 6 rules. Both A statements common term as subject, we do have a conclusion based on 6 rules. So by converting A into I, you will be getting I plus A as I. Now easily you can remember both A statements common term as predicate, you are saying you won't get any conclusion, but both A statements common term as subject, you just remove this one common term, you will be getting some yellow is pink or some pink is yellow. Either one you can tell, directly you can tell. Whenever both A statements common term as subject is there, you just remove this common term, tell that I statement, what you will be getting I statement ma, some yellow is pink or some pink is yellow, because I can be converted into I. Like that you can easily remember. Ma clear? Now see that one. All K is Y, some Q is Y. Both A statements common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Why? Because some Q is Y can be converted as some Y is Q. A plus I gives no conclusion. Same like here. A plus I gives no conclusion. So here this one ruled out. Come here, some P is Z and all P is Y. Some P is Z, all P is Y. I can be converted into I to make proper alignment, because it's not been properly aligned. predicate of the first statement, subject of the second statement must be common term. It's not been properly aligned. So some P is Z can be written as some Z is P. Now is it been properly aligned? Yes. What is I plus A? I plus A means what? You will be getting some Z is E or some E is Z. Some E is Z. Now if you observe carefully, what we told here, both A statements common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Common term as subject, we do have a conclusion. Both A statements, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Common term as subject, we do have a conclusion. Similarly, A and I statements are there. Whenever A and I statements are there, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Even this rule applicable for not only both A statements, even for A and I statements. So common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Why? Because if you convert A into I, you will be getting I plus I, ruled out. If you convert I into I, make proper alignment, some Q is Y. If you make it as some Y is Q, A plus I gives no conclusion. Right? So whenever see that A and I statements or I and A statements, common term as subject. So I can be converted into I. So some P is Z can be converted as some Z is P and I plus A. What is I plus A ma? I. So you will be getting some Z is E. Clear? So see that here also some F is A, all S is A. Now common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion based on 6 rules. Why? Because see that A has to be converted into I, then you won't be getting conclusion I plus I. You bring I down here and convert I into I, interchange and also conversion, you will be getting some A is F. Now it's been properly aligned, but A plus I gives no conclusion. So clearly what we can conclude, both A statements or A and I statements, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion based on 6 rules. Both A statements or A and I statements, common term as subject, you will always get a conclusion based on 6 rules. If you remember that one, you are almost done with these type of problems. And also further, remember, whenever I and A or A and I statements are there, common term as the subject, directly you can tell that some Z is E or some E is Z here. You remove the common term, so take both the both predicates with I statement, some Z is E or some E is Z, wherever it is. But both, whenever A and I statements or I and A statements are both A statements, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Even if you take the first one, A plus I, right, common term as subject only, what you will be getting the answer ma? Some black is brown or some brown is black. Are you clear? So both A statements or A and I statements, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion based on 6 rules. Both A statements or A and I statements or I and A statements, common term as subject, you will have a conclusion. In such a cases, remove the common term and take sub predicate of both the statements with I statement. So here also predicate of both statements with I, some Z is E or some E is Z, some black is brown or some brown is black. Are you clear ma? Now come to here, all gold is silver, all gold is black, common term as subject. Here common term as subject, right? So this one to be eliminated, common term. We consider both these predicates and we need to arrive at I statement. What is I statement ma? Some silver is black or some black is silver. How we will be arriving this one? So this all gold is silver can be converted as some silver is gold. Now it's been properly aligned. I plus A is I. You will be getting some silver is black. Or we can say some black is silver. Why? Because I can only be converted into I. So we can say even some black is silver also. Now come here, both A statements, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion based on 6 rules. A can be converted into I, but A plus I gives no conclusion. Coming to here, some pen is small, all pen is big. common term as subject, we do have a conclusion. What is the conclusion? Whenever both A or A and I statement, directly some small is big or some big is small, you can tell directly. Or you want to work detail, you want to work it out in detail, means or you can or you want to see how to, or you want to work it out in detail, means some pen is small can be converted as some small is pen. Now it's been properly aligned. I plus A is I, you will be getting some small is big or some big is small. I can only be converted into I. Amma, are you clear? This is very, very important. That is the reason I have given 9 examples only based on both A statements and A and I statements, or it can be I and A statements. So always remember, whenever it is not been properly aligned, you can make proper alignment by interchanging the statements or by converting the statements or by both. But whenever both A statements are there, of course any one of the A statements you are converting into I, you are checking for I plus A, right? I plus A. But whenever A and I statements are there, we need to convert only I into I, and we need to check for I plus A statement, ma'am, because A can be converted into only I, A cannot be converted into A. That is the reason, don't go ahead with the converting of A into I. Don't go ahead with converting of A into I. Always try to convert I into I and see that by interchanging it is properly aligned or not. Only thing is, both A statements and A and I, or I and A statements, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion based on 6 rules. Blindly remember. Clear? And both A statements and A and I, or I and A statements, common term as subject, we do have a conclusion. So whenever we do have a conclusion, common term as subject, you remove the subject, and take that predicates whatever are they into I statement. That is what I told here. Some silver is black, some black is silver. That will be the answer. Anywhere here, some small is big, some big is small. That is the answer. Are you getting, ma? Whenever A and I statements, or I and A statements, or both A statements, common term as subject, so remove that common term and you will be getting I statement. Some small is big, some big is small. Here, some P is Z, all P is E. Remove P, you will be getting some Z is E or some E is Z. Common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Clear? And here, no conclusion. Here, see that all green is yellow, all green is pink. You remove this green, what you will be getting, mom? Some yellow is pink, some pink is yellow. Simply you remember. Here also, remove blue. What you will be getting? Some black is brown, some brown is black. That's it. Are you clear? I will give some more examples, not with A and I, because already we have solved many, and you just remember and go through 13th one, 14th one, 21st one, 23rd one, 34th one and 35th one. So we have already discussed so both A statements, common term as subject and common term as predicate. So if you see that, if you remember 13th one, it is been given as all Y is Z and all M is Z. Both common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Ruled out, 13th one. And coming to 14th one, all K is G and all K is R. Both A statements, common term as subject. So remove that subject there, common term. You will be getting some G is R or some R is G, right? 21, if you see that, 21, just go through again. All W is K, all P is K. No conclusion, because both A statements, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion based on 6 rules. Come to 23. All yellow is red, all yellow is pink. Yellow, remove that yellow, common term as subject. You will be getting some red is pink and some pink is red. 34th one, all green is red, all yellow is red. Here, common term as predicate, you will never get a conclusion. Ruled out. 35th one, all pink is purple, all pink is orange. Common term as subject, you will be getting a conclusion. Pink is eliminated, you will be getting some purple is orange or some orange is purple. Are you clear? So hope you are very clear about both A statements and A and I statements. Whenever it is not been properly aligned, how to find out the answer. Shall we go ahead with other combinations? We do have A with E, I with E, all these combinations are there. That also, if it is not been properly aligned, how to solve the problems, these things and all we will discuss in the next session. This one, hope you are clear, right?